Hello to everyone who is joining me. I'm just finishing up setting up the live streams. If you give me one moment, I will be with you in 1 second. If you have come along and you are here, please just let me know where you're coming from. I always love to know, to how far this is reaching, where you're coming from, who you are. It's always such a lovely thing to actually connect and understand who's actually in the room with you, pretty much. So, hello, and welcome. I am streaming both to Facebook and to Instagram, and most likely to YouTube too after this. So thank you so much for being here. I really wanted to do this live because I wanted to talk about the Inclusion Creators Collective membership and why today in particular is the best day really for you to join if you want to join this month. But before I get into it, if you don't know me, hello, my name is Louise O'Reilly. I am an inclusion and diversity coach, mentor, membership space holder, all the different things. I'm all those things. So that's kind of what I do, and I specifically help businesses to be more inclusive and understand inclusion, diversity, and not only from a perspective of that's what it is, but also understand what it means to you as an individual and as a business, and how you are part of that whole system, how you fit into it and how you fit into the conversation of inclusion and diversity and all those other little bits and pieces, all those little social movements or social justices, and how you fit into those things at the same time. So that's what I support businesses to do, and business owners, entrepreneurs to do. But not only that, it is a business scale. It is a business model. What we're finding is that consumers and clients are becoming more and more socially conscious and more conscious of where they're actually spending their money. So if you are in business and you are kind of going, Barleys, I don't want to be talking about inclusion, I don't want to be talking about human rights or any other social movement, most likely you are going to go downwards in your business, because we want to know that we're spending money in a way that not only benefits us, but also benefits the world or the community in a wider way too. I'll give you me, for example. If you are a business and you don't have like a bigger vision of what you want to be creating in the world, you don't support any kind or make a stand on any kind of social movement, I absolutely will not do business with you, because I don't know what my money is going towards. Yes, I may love you. Yes, I may love your products and services, but I'm not going to do business with you based on those things. Part of what I require as a consumer is also knowing how that money is then going to go and flow on and help the world or do good in other ways too. So I help businesses understand what that vision is for them, and how they can actually, with their own branding, being in complete alignment with them, how they can make that happen in their business to not only bring in and attract more of their soulmate clients who actually want to create the same kind of things in the world that they do, but also to support their own clientele that they already have. And what I have found is that businesses tend to do business via the status quo. This is normal business standard practice, so this is what I do, not realizing that those standard practices in business may not always be inclusive. They may have been built to benefit certain groups of people. So what we unintentionally do is we exclude certain members in our niche, certain members from our ideal dream clients, because of the way we're showing up. Not because we mean to, but just because we don't know we're actually doing it, and we don't know how those systems have been built, why they have been built, and how they actually impact the world. So that is a bit of me, that is a bit of what I do. The topic for today is I'm going to be talking about my membership in particular, and tell you all the goodies that are in it, kind of why I've created it and how it's going to benefit you as an entrepreneurial business owner. So before I go any further, I do want to give an acknowledgement of country, and it's something that I do as a standard practice for any time I do some kind of live or any other time where I know there will be people coming to a certain space. This is quite informal, but it's more than an informal. We actually plan to be here. So I, Louise O'Reilly of the Warawa Noongar people, would like to pay respects to the custodians of this land, the Whadjuk people, and thank them for their custodial role they play, and acknowledge that the spirit here and how they fulfill that role means that I'm able to live here and thrive here as long with my business and my family as well. I'd also like to pay respects to the elders here and thank them for their leadership, their love and their guidance. And I would also, to anyone out there watching, I would like to pay respects to the custodians on the lands on which you're on as well, and also pay respects to the elders or whatever title they refer to themselves in those places. It is a massive respect to show that you acknowledge the custodianship of that custodianship that people have in those places. That role is so deeply important. So it's a beautiful thing to do. If you know what the country is, the Aboriginal country is, if you are in Australia, that you're on today, please share it with me. I would love to know. And if you know the First Nations lands that you're on in the language that is of that land, please share it. I would love to know that. So this particular topic, we're going to be talking about my membership. So first of all, who is this membership for? This membership is for business owners and entrepreneurs, but not just any business owner and entrepreneur. I'm talking about those businesses who know that they're here for more. They're here to create something beautiful in the world. They're here to co-create something better than what we're experiencing right now. These are for those business owners and entrepreneurs that, totally dislike racism and discrimination and sexism and genderism and all those different things, and they want to make sure that their business aligns with them and wanting to be inclusive. It is a business development membership, and it is a place where you come to, you will be supported. And I don't know if you've ever seen any of my testimonials, but a lot of my testimonials from my past clients and people who've participated in my courses, in my groups and different things, they have all said that I hold a very, very gentle space where it is completely non-judgmental. So you can come into this space and you can ask questions that you're not comfortable asking in public. You can brainstorm things, because the thing is, sometimes it's those questions that we're really uncomfortable, we're not sure we can even ask whether it's appropriate or not. Those are the things that are going to get you over that line. Those are the things that are going to make you understand at a deeper level what inclusion and diversity is all about, how it applies to you directly as a person, and it does directly apply to every single member on the planet, and also it flows into the business. So it is for those kinds of people, those people who are okay with being leaders. And I don't mean leaders as in being loud and, dropping truth bombs and being really abrupt with the way they talk about the things that are important to them. I'm talking about leadership in the style that suits you as a whole human, you as a person. And that could be you just showing up and role modeling the behavior. It could just be you turning up and going, this is what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what anyone else does. This is what I'm doing. These are the things that I believe in, and this is what I'm doing in order to make that happen, to make that vision of that more inclusive world happen through myself and my business. It is for for people who consider themselves to be really heart-centered. This is for, those coaches and those healers and those people who are doing good in the world with their businesses, and they know that there are probably blind spots that they have, that they're not seeing some things, and maybe they're behaving in a way or turning up in a way that might not be as inclusive as they think they are or they want to be. And it's in this space where we will start to uncover some of those hidden things that you may not be aware of. And it is a place where there is no blame. There is no blame. It is a space for learning. It is a space for acceptance, for loving yourself, for learning more about yourself, learning more about your business, and then also seeing how we fit into the whole conversation of inclusion, diversity, and any other ism. So that's your racism, that's your sexism, genderism, classism, Eurocentrism, however you say that one. So it's all about those things, and working out with our privilege, what can we actually do, and how can we harness that privilege and have great influence and impact in the world to make the changes. Because obviously we're not happy with what it currently is. We're not happy with the status quo, and we know it needs to be changed. And you know what? We can do it. And as individuals, we can do it. We don't need the whole planet doing something together. As individuals, we can impact and change the world. And this is what I support my clients to do, and this is what I support members to do in spaces as well. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about what the membership is for. So let's talk a bit about some of the benefits that you'll get from it. So this particular membership I have created, every single month I will provide members with training. So there'll be a video training, and I don't make it like a really massive training. I try to keep it like 15-20 minutes long, so you can easily do that training in that month. And it will be on all kinds of different topics. It can be on unconscious bias, it can be on privilege, it can be on how these things are showing up in your business, it can be on simple ways in business that you can be more inclusive, it can be on how to unpack some of those things hidden deep inside of you. It can be lots of different things. And so every single month a training video will come out. Then there is also, you have access to me as a coach, as a mentor, and also as kind of like a cultural consultant in those spaces. So I do this for one tier. I do it once a month for an hour. You have access to me. And then for another tier, you have access to me for 2 hours in the month. My coaching costs are a hell of a lot higher than what I charge my membership for. So you have access to me in a group situation in our live Q&As, where you can ask all of your questions. Anything, and the beautiful thing is about it is that it can be directly related to your business and be very specific. So it's not like this general cookie cutter type thing, like you come in, you ask a question, and it's a general statement. No, we look at you, we look at your values, we look at your business, we look at your vision, what you want to create in the world, and then we weave whatever it is and how you want to create that through the messaging of your business. I answer those questions based on all those things to give you a specific thing for you to do. Because the thing about inclusion and diversity in business is it is absolutely not a cookie cutter thing. I can't just go, okay, here is a list of things that you can do in your business, and then bam, you're an inclusive business. It doesn't work that way. I also want to make sure it is purpose driven. So we're each here for a different purpose, and I want to support your purpose to shine through your business and support that vision coming true and making its way into the physical world with you, through you. And it looks different for every single person, every single business. It's a very unique, individualized process. Okay, so after that, we also look at, so this essentially is activism, and I know some people have a little bit of resistance towards activism, but what we do is the good that we want to create usually comes down to a social movement, some kind of social justice, and any kind of movement like that, anything that goes against any type of discrimination is based in human rights. And what I talk about is human rights is not political. Businesses don't want to be political, and I agree, don't be political. But human rights is not political. Human rights is human rights. They are well defined. There is no debating human rights. They are what they are under the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights. So the whole globe knows what human rights are. The thing is, in each of our countries and around the world, those human rights aren't being met. And so you can talk about supporting human rights. The political part of it is discussing or debating how we get to those particular human rights. So we don't have to talk about the politics of it, but we can certainly talk about supporting and making sure our fellow humans are treated and respected in the way that is required and is a birthright of all of us. So how I do this kind of stuff is we're quite often presented, especially through the media, that social activism or protesting or anything like that is seen as really quite harsh or negative, or it focuses on what has been. These bad things have happened and focuses on the bad things it's creating, and quite often it's the feeling of anger or shame or guilt or blame or hurt or whatever it is. It's quite often focused on those particular things. The way I do my business is a way I don't think I've ever seen it done before. And it is about totally acknowledging what has been and seeing how it has impacted and is still impacting today. But what we focus on is the future vision of what we actually want to be creating. And when we focus on what we actually want to be creating, that is a high vibrational thing. That's like, I want to create peace. I want to have harmony. I want to have more love in the world. I want to have more community. I want to have more acceptance. I want to have more people loving more people and being inclusive of more people. So then we focus on that and how we bring that energy into it. The work that I do is very focused on the law of attraction and being in a good high vibrational feeling space, and how we can harness that beautiful energy to build momentum to creating that vision you want, and to bring that stuff into life, into your businesses as well. It is a beautiful space where you can unpack your unconscious biases, those social conditioning that you've had since you were born, and things that are showing up in the way that you speak, the way you behave, the way you respond or react to different things. And by no way is this at fault of our own. It is something, it's a construct that we've been born into. And until what we do is what's called do the work. Until we do the work to understand what's going on in our heads, the stories that are created, the unconscious beliefs, the limitations, all those kinds of things, until we can start bringing them to the surface and becoming aware of them, we can't actually do anything to change what society currently is. That society that aligns with the current status quo, the status quo that we don't want anymore. So it is about an accountability of self, and how you as an individual through your business can start changing and moving that needle of the status quo of what it is into something better. It is about assessing your privilege, and then also looking at what you're born into. Like, there's nothing wrong with privilege. Privilege is, to be privileged is a very privileged thing, and it's you shouldn't feel shame for having privilege. But by knowing what your privilege is, you then have the capacity, and hopefully through my membership, the understanding of, with that privilege, you can harness it to create some very meaningful, very impactful changes into the world based on what you want it to be, one that's more inclusive, one that's more ever of what you want to be creating in the world. We also have a Facebook community, which I will be opening up this week. So not only will you be able to access me, once or twice a month to ask your questions and have like group coaching sessions, you will also have this community where you can go, you can talk about brainstorm ideas, you can talk about some of the things you're going through, because you know what, when we're doing the inner work, which is what this stuff is, sometimes it can feel lonely. Sometimes you don't know if anyone's feeling the same way you're feeling, and sometimes you just want to know that there are others in the same boat as you, that are going through the same journey as you, feeling the same things. It's a beautiful space for that kind of thing. It's a beautiful space for sharing your aha moments, for your celebrations, brainstorming different things, sharing how you are being more inclusive in different ways. So it's a beautiful space to connect with others, and a part of inclusion and diversity is that connection, seeing how you're connected to everyone and how we're related in some way. It's not about segregating each other anymore. It's about let's all come together and see how we all fit together, how we can support each other. It's, totally loving and honoring and accepting our similarities, but it's also witnessing the differences, loving and cherishing the differences, and knowing those differences actually bring a massive, massive richness to those spaces. On top of that, in terms of your business, we focus on your particular niche. Now, I know I say I'm an inclusion and diversity coach, but I don't mean in business you then include everyone. That is absolutely not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you are here for a particular reason, to support particular people with particular needs. They're after something. So we look at your niche and we look at including all the spectrum of the people who are in your niche, who are your dream clients. What I find with businesses is they have a niche, but then they perform business and show up in business the way everyone else shows up in business, with this normal standard practice of business type way of doing things, and that's the standard. But in all honesty, the standard doesn't cover everyone in your niche. So what it means is you are here to help these people who love what you do, who need what you do, but you are showing up in a way that actually excludes them and goes, well, this actually isn't for you. So I teach businesses how to focus on that marginalized group of your niche, and how you can better your systems, your processes, your understanding, your language, your images, everything about your business, and how you can be more accessible to those marginalized people, but also you become magnetic to them because they can see that you see them, you understand them, and you have taken action to make sure that they are catered for in your business too. So with that, it's not just, like I said, it's not a cookie cutter type thing. It's also, we make sure it's on brand to you. We make sure it's aligned to your values, your business values, and what you want to be creating in the world. And also, it's in a way that makes sense that you want to be creating this beautiful vision in your business, and have it flow out and ripple out as ripples of inclusion into the world as well. So it is a space to feel fulfilled. It is a space to know that you are doing the things that you can be doing to be more inclusive, to creating a better world, to creating a legacy, to be contributing to being the change that we want to see in the world. It's quite often people think that inclusion and diversity is quite complex, or hard and frustrating, and they don't know what to do or say. the way that I teach my clients, it can be really simple. Simple doesn't always mean it's easy, but it is very simple. You have great clarity of what you can do and what you can say. You know the spaces where you can speak, you know the topics, you know when it's okay or when it's not okay to do things. But even if you do unintentionally upset people, which you most likely will, you know, we can't please everyone in the whole world. I also teach my clients how to deal with those particular situations, how the process of apology works in the most effective way, how to reassess what you're doing and then decide how to move forward from there. So it is an all-inclusive, holistic way of being a person in business, and being a business and how that shows up in the world. So it is today, if you haven't joined earlier, I did mention today is the best day to join my membership, which is the Inclusion Creators Collective membership for business owners, heart-centered entrepreneurs, socially conscious entrepreneurs who want to make sure and learn how to be more inclusive in business, which then attracts diversity to those spaces. It is the best time because in the particular platform, membership platform that I use, it is charged monthly. So what happens is when you join, you get charged the membership fee, and then on the first of every month after that, you get charged. So today is the 2nd. So today means you'll be charged today, but you won't be charged again for another 4 weeks or so. So this is the best time, or you get the biggest bang for your buck if you do join now. So let's go a little bit through the particular tiers I have. I have 3 tiers, 3 membership tiers that you can actually join to. And if you are on Facebook, I will put images of the different tiers, but you can also access it through the link. If you are on Instagram or on YouTube, you'll find the link in the description and in my bio for Instagram. So there are 3 tiers. The first tier is the, oh, my phone is in the way, Inclusion Business Learner. So this is $33 Australian dollars per month. And in this particular one, you get the video training every single month. And you also get access to the Facebook community as well. And then I always put bonuses because, you know, sometimes I just want to give you stuff. So you get bonuses, whatever bonuses come up as well. In the middle tier, that is $60 Australian dollars per month to join, and in it you get 1 video training per month. You get the community for inclusion creators on Facebook. You get the bonuses, plus you also get 1 hour of live group coaching and mentoring every single month. So you have access to ask me questions specific to you and your business about inclusion and diversity, and also clarifying what's happened in the training or anything that's come up for you during that time, to get your support in a non-judgmental way of just getting through that and understanding that. And then the last tier that I have is the Inclusion in Business Ripple Creators. So this particular tier, there is a lot on offer for this one, and that is you get educational video training every single month, you get the community on Facebook, you get the bonuses, plus you also get a 1 hour live group coaching and mentoring, and then in a couple of weeks after that you get a second one in the month. So if you don't make it to one, you can make it to the other, or you can come to both. So that's 2 hours of accessing me to ask questions specific to your business around inclusion and diversity. Also, you get, if you are the first 10 people to join that particular package, I will also be offering a 1 hour free coaching session, one-on-one, to those people. This is a new membership, and I really want to make those new founding members get something a little extra in those spaces too, for that particular package. Also, for anyone who's in that package, you will get 50% any of my one-on-one coaching, and you also get VIP patron only discounts for any of my courses that come up as well. So that is pretty much it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me now. I will, oh, where is my mouse gone? I will go through and have a look to see if there are any questions that came up while I was speaking. Hi Leanne, so lovely to have you with us. You're currently on the land of the Birpai. I'm not sure I said that correctly, which have a few different variations of the naming. Beautiful. Beautiful, lovely, lovely. If you do have a question, if you can put a Q in front of it, that would be really, really great. Human rights is about humanity, not politics. It's about choice on the attitudes we display. Absolutely. That is a wonderful statement. Thank you so much for sharing that. We all have the right to be accepted as we are, not judged for who we are not. Ooh, some lovely stuff coming out here. Okay, so cool. When we get stuck by what was instead of accepting what was, so that we can optimize what is and then create an even better world. Absolutely. I see it so much more since filtering through this perspective. Beautiful. Okay. Becoming expansive and finding out you're not alone, and you absolutely are not alone. It is what I call an inclusive journey, or journey of inclusion. It is a inner process. It is going within. It's introspection. It is, contemplation. It is really assessing who we are and how we are contributing in the world. Leveraging the benefit of diversity, the different ways people think. Absolutely. And when we have diversity in any spaces, what that brings is something so magical. You have people with multiple different lived experiences. How they experience the world is very different. Not only that, you also have cultural experiences. You have different ways of thinking, different ways of being, all coming into a space. And when you have that, rather than having spaces of just all sameness where you all think the same, you all look the same, and you all kind of do things in the same way, it's very hard to be innovative. It's very hard to come up with anything different. But when you have people who come from all different spaces, who identify lots of different ways, you can create some amazing new things that the world has never seen before. And it can be so unbelievably beneficial to the world and to your clients when you have those spaces where there is more opportunity for input from people who look differently, who identify differently, and who normally would not be classed in the same category. But the fact that you are there and you have the same visions and the same value system, that means you belong in that community, and the beautiful, beautiful amazingness you can create in that space is just unbelievable. So I think that's all the questions that I have at the moment. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are interested in joining the membership, you will find on Instagram, the link is in my bio. On Facebook, you will find the link in the description. On YouTube, you'll find the link in the description. And of course, if you have any other questions or you just want a little bit of clarification around the membership, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can DM me, message me, email me, and we can either chat over that in Messenger or whatever, or we can book a call and have a chat as well. So I send you so much love on this beautiful day. Thank you for being here. And like I said, any questions, send them too. All right. Bye bye for now. Mwah, to you all. End your live. And then we will also end your live. Bye bye.